Well, good morning. Welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every day to help you in growing your business. And today we're going to talk a little bit about getting that seller to sign on the line which is dotted. Specifically, the James letter. So if you're involved in our inner circle coaching, you know the number one sales letter we're using right now is the James letter, which shows sellers that we have a buyer interested in their property, whether his name is James or John or Tina or whoever it is. We put that name in there, and that sales letter is getting us a lot of appointments. I had a request from a couple of our agents here to say, I am getting a ton of appointments from this, but I think I'm kind of failing when I get inside the home. What can I do to get them to list with me if my buyer is not going to buy that home? So that's going to be our topic today. I think everybody will find this incredibly helpful in getting you more appointments. So here's the deal. As an inner circle coaching member, you get all the different sales letters we use. Well, of course, we use the Chris letter. We use the James letter. For a large portion of you, or a small portion of you, you're starting to use the Stephanie letter. That will be released at our upcoming coaching retreat to everybody that's in attendance. Today, we're going to talk about what do we do when we get in the home if it's not a good fit for our prospect. So let's say that our buyer's name is really James, whatever we put on there, whoever it is. And we go through the home and we know he wants a fenced yard, or he wants a finished basement, or he's got to have a first floor master, or whatever it is. This home is not going to be a good fit for them. Where agents mess up is they'll try and keep going with what the original offer was. So if we send to a neighborhood and we say our buyer wants to buy in the area, that's true. They do. There's a specific type of home they want, and that's true. They do want to buy in the area. But if you get out there and you know, man, this house isn't going to work for him. I know he wants a fenced yard. I know he wants a first floor master. I just don't think this is going to be a good fit. The last thing you want to do is say, well, hey, thanks for giving me a tour of the home. I'll go talk to James and we'll see what happens. And, if there is any interest, I'll give you a call and we'll set up a time to show the property. The only possible outcome here is failure. Why would you do that? Honesty, integrity come first. So I think I forgot the word and. Honesty and integrity come first. So it's important for you to tell them on the spot whether you think James is interested or if you think he is not. So again, hey, I think this would be a good fit for James. It does have a finished basement. It does have a first floor master. It does have a fenced yard. I think this would be a good fit. Let's sit down and talk about price and fee to make sure that it makes sense and we can meet your needs. And if that makes sense, then I can have James come look at the home. But if you know it's not a good fit for him, you don't say those things. Here's what you say. I don't think this would be a good fit for James because, frankly, he's looking for a fenced yard and a first floor master. So I don't think it would be a good fit. But let me ask you, if I were to sell this home for you and get you the price you wanted, where would you be moving to? Oh, you don't know yet? Okay. Well, the reason I ask is, I can get dozens of people coming through this home. I could have 10 James fighting over the property. But from an honesty perspective, I just want to kind of let you know in advance, I don't think it's going to be a match for him. However, we might be able to sell it for more than what he would be willing to pay. Is that something you'd be open to? Particularly if I could find you a home on the other side of town like you were talking about. You know how I sent you that letter? I can do the same thing for you in neighborhoods or market areas that you're interested in. My team will go out. I'll personally go out and preview the homes and make sure it's the right price and make sure it's a good fit for you. And maybe that's what's going to make sense for us here to get you to another property. And then if you do find the right home, sell this home at a premium. Because frankly, even if James was going to buy it, you got to find a place to live anyway, right? So, again, from an honesty and an integrity position, I don't want to tell you, hey, let me go talk to James. He's told me what he's looking for. I don't think this is going to be the one. Maybe one of your neighbors that have called me, hopefully James does still get to move in the neighborhood, but I don't think this is the house. But if I could bring 8 or 10 James through, if we could possibly get multiple offers, and then more importantly, if I can help you in getting your next home, maybe we have a good fit here. Is that something you'd be open to? Okay, we can look at both of those options. I'll show you how I can at least start to casually look around, maybe find you some unlisted homes if you'd be open to that. But let's talk about price on your home. Is there a place we can sit down here real quick? I just got to the kitchen table. Let's try and get to a realistic number here. Let's make the entire thing make sense because You already know, like I give this example all the time, and I hope I don't get sidetracked here, but I want you to understand this analogy. You've heard of people that are unhappily married. I'm going to divorce his ass sometime. And they've been saying that for like 7 years, right? When is she really going to get a divorce? Whenever she falls in love with someone else. And then it's not going to be about how much do you charge to do my divorce? It's going to be how fast can you make it happen? Right? She's complained it's going to be too expensive. It's cheaper to keep her. You guys have heard that stuff. Certainly cheaper to keep him. The man might be mad. The woman might be mad, whatever. But as soon as they fall in love with someone else, it's not about how much is it going to cost me to get rid of them. It's how fast can we make it. If you can charge me double but get it done in 30 days, I'm interested. That's what every man or woman would say because their motivation has changed. I don't know what else is out there. I'm just going to keep this piece of garbage until then. Well, the same is true with housing. They'll keep this house. How much do you want for it? $78 million. I'm not in a big hurry. I can stay for 2 years. Get them to fall in love with the next house first. And when they fall in love with that next house on the other side of town that better fits their needs, that's the right price, the right community, they like the area, all of that, they're going to be much more negotiable about their price when they sell this home to get it to a realistic number. I want you to get every penny that they deserve, but it's not going to be $100,000 overpriced. It's not going to be the ridiculous, if we don't sell, we can stay here for 2 years. No, they've fallen in love with another home. So to be clear, I want you to get every single penny that they deserve, but you don't want to go with an overinflated, ridiculous price because they're not that motivated. And ultimately everybody fails and you're the zero instead of the hero. In their eyes, it's your fault that you didn't get them $78 million. Right? So it's important for you to note, and I know I showed this the other day, but it's important for you to note that motivation matters. I called this dude here just out of curiosity. I know I showed this the other day, but there's a guy that's got a home here in Central Ohio that's worth about $1 million. It might be worth $1.1 million. He just listed his home for sale by owner at $100 million because he's an idiot. Like it's literally the estimated payment. See, under for sale by owner. Estimated payments $750,000 a month. The guy's an idiot, right? Like, what is he doing? But that's because there's no motivation. Well, I can stay here for 20 years if I don't get my price. I just figured maybe because Intel's coming in and we got all these people coming in for the microchips that I'm right here in the area and maybe an executive will want to. Dude's an idiot, right? But you'll get them to their motivation if you can get them interested in their next home. So back to the moral of the story. When you send out this James letter, you're inevitably going to get 8, 10, 12, 15 calls from all of these sellers. You got to go out and preview these homes. Your buyer can only buy one. Now, there might be an interest, a match on 3 or 4 or even 5 of those homes, but 8 or 10 of them are not going to be a match. Tell them that on the spot. Don't start okay, well, I'll get with James. And if he has any interest, you already know he's not buying the thing. Tell him that. And then future pace them. If we were to do that, where would you be moving to? What's important to you? Have you found a home yet? Do you have an idea how much you want for this home? Let's kind of look at some numbers that way. Put this deal together, salvage that transaction and help this homeowner. Because one thing I know is if James was interested, this homeowner would be ready to move. So just because James is not interested does not mean this homeowner is not ready anymore. They still want to move. Go find another James. Go find a Jim, a Tom, a Frank. Find somebody, male, female, or any of the other 763 genders there are. If you happen to know a broccoli stem or somebody that identifies as a taco and wants to buy that house, hey, that homeowner will take their money. It's great. But you got to help them in finding their next place as well. So make sure you handle this transition correctly so you can do a good job for your prospect. Obviously, first and foremost is I got to find a home for my buyer. So if that home fits for James, let's sit down, let's talk about price and terms and see if that matches. And if that's a good fit, then we go tell James about it. But if we know for sure that there's no way James is going to be interested, you don't even tell him about this house, you still want to convert that into a listing. So future pace that homeowner into where would you move if we were buying it today? Can I help you in doing that? And what if I were to bring 8 or 10 people through that are as motivated or more motivated than James? Would that help you if it puts a lot more money into your pocket? Of course, it's a natural yes. So that's the way you want to convert these prospects. We are having massive, massive numbers of conversions with this. But I want you to make sure that you hold yourself accountable to the results you need to be experiencing when you go out on these appointments. It's all about how good you are at sales. Okay. No letter, no appointment, no lead flow is going to help you if you suck at sales. You got to be good when you get to the plate. I need you to knock it out of the park. We can get you on as many appointments as you want if you practice and you get better at what you're doing. Okay. So hopefully that helps you in kind of giving you that step by step on what to do once you get to the home. Those of you that are using the James letter, that is depending on when you're watching this. If you're watching this before June of 2023, the James letter is the very, very best that's creating the highest response rates if you follow the step-by-step training that I've shown you, including exactly how to address the envelope, including how and where to mail it, including how to handle that appointment. All of those factors, I want you to make sure you're using that. Now, those that are in the challenge, they're the ones that are testing the Stephanie letter right now. And it's the first thing I've ever experienced that's beating the James letter. It's beating our control. Many of you heard I tried 16 different versions to beat the James letter. Every damn one of them failed. They got results, but they got lower results than the James letter. I finally figured out the Stephanie letter, and it's getting superior results. So all of the Inner Circle coaching members that attend the coaching retreat in June, our Hustle and Grow conference, you're going to get trained. You'll get a copy of the Stephanie letter, and you'll get trained on exactly how to use it, all of the modules involved with it, or all of the what's the term I'm looking for? The individual parts of it. It's that 8th grade education kicking in again. Each of those sections of the letter are going to help you in getting it right so you get a superior conversion rate. And all of the agents that are in attendance there at that conference are going to be able to use that over the next several months before it's released to the masses. By the way, if for some reason you're not a Inner Circle member, what are you doing? Like, you're missing out on closings. Your biggest expense is lost transactions. Unaccountable, like you're not getting that business. It's going to close without you. You're not getting them to come into you. So every single month, the biggest expense that you have in your household is lost opportunities, lost listings, and lost buyer clients. That's the biggest expense you pay. And that's costing you $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 a month, depending on how many you would get, of course. Not getting them is ripping that money out of your family's bank account. Check out the video description below here, and you'll see some details, some links, some videos that will help you to get a lot more business for yourself. And if you are not following our morning meeting here, how helpful is this stuff to get these kinds of tips, to get this implemented for you? Make sure you follow the page right here, the channel, the YouTube channel, and ring the bell. Turn on notifications. That's going to let you know every single time that we do a morning meeting. But for those of you using the James letter, this should be getting you a lot of listings. Every single agent that uses it from sea to shining sea all over the United States, they're getting tremendous results as they get better and better at the conversion. You'll certainly be going to meet with a lot of sellers, and every one of those sellers needs a place to move to. This creates multiple transactions from every response. Hopefully that's helpful for you. Again, make sure you're following the channel here and turn on notifications. If you are not a member, check out the links in the video description. Share this with an agent, with a brokerage, with your office. Get people following this so that they too can grow their real estate business. I'm excited to have you on board here. I'm excited to give you some more great tips. I've got an awesome topic we'll be covering here tomorrow, and we'll see you there. I'm Greg Luther, and bye-bye for now.